Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited to be bringing you another video. Well, in today's video, I have a guest, and this is quite interesting because I've gotten a lot of questions around, hey Gibbs, how do you study in the Netherlands? How do you do a master's degree, an MBA degree, PhD, and so on? I've invited someone previously, sometime last year, to talk about how to get a master's, even with scholarship here in the Netherlands. If you'd like to watch the video, I have it linked somewhere here. Thank you so much, Chinyere, for doing that video with me. Well, today I have another friend of mine that is currently doing his MBA here in the Netherlands, and I brought him to share his experience with finding an MBA, the process from like start to finish, and his experience so far doing the program. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video.
Hi, my name is Peter. I'm Nigerian. I currently live in the Netherlands. I am currently doing an MBA program here. Before my MBA program, I was working in financial services space in Nigeria as a HR business partner, and I decided to move to the Netherlands to do my MBA. Okay, so I'd been wanting to go back to school for a while. I have about 7 years experience, and from my very first year working, I wanted to go back to school, but I never could get to it. I just kept pushing it down the line. And last year, I think I just got very burnt out, and I decided to take a break from work. And of course, I couldn't just sit at home and not do anything, so it was the right time to just go back to school, take some time off work, and also study. And I did not want to go to any of the very popular countries, the US, Canada, or the UK. So I did a lot of research on countries that had very good schools, and I found the Netherlands. And of course, the work-life balance here in the Netherlands is excellent. So that was one of the main reasons why I decided to come here. So I'd been working in HR for a while, and I was also considering switching careers, but I wasn't quite sure what exactly I wanted to do after studying. And so because of that, when I was looking for an MBA, I found MBAs in HR, MBAs in project management, and MBAs with different focus areas. But then I found this program, which is sort of like a general MBA, because it touches on different aspects of business and doesn't focus too much on any particular area. I felt that would give me the right exposure to other aspects of business, which would be needed for me post MBA to decide on whatever career I decided to pursue. So that's why I chose this program. Okay, so the application process, how did I start? First thing I did, so first of all, in deciding what school I wanted to go to, I found this school in the Netherlands. It's called TIA School for Business and Society, and I knew that that's the school that I wanted to go to. And because of the kind of person that I am, when I decide I want something, I pour all myself into it. So deciding I wanted to be in this school, I just put everything into the application process. But I also found some other schools in the UK as my backup options. So for TIAS, what I did is I did a lot of research on the school first to understand the requirements. And then I found the admission officer, who I sent an email to communicate my, what do you call it?
Interest.
Yeah, my interest. It was a really long email, just explaining my background and why I wanted to study an MBA and why I wanted to do the MBA in this school. So after that, I think I went on to fill out the application form. There was a waiver period because my application was pretty early. So I filled out the application form. And then I had to write another essay, I think 2 essays, one more essay as part of the application itself. And then I applied for a scholarship, which I would speak more about later. And so I had to write another essay for that scholarship as well. So after that, the school requires that you do GMAT, or they have their own internal examination that sort of is like GMAT, but it's for the school. So I opted to do that examination instead. I prepared for that, I did the exam, and then I had another interview with the admission director, which was successful. After that, I had a final interview with the school, one of the directors in the school. And then once that interview was done, a couple of weeks after, I got my admission letter. In total, I had 2 interviews. one with the admission officer, another one with the director from the school. And I had to write one exam, and I had to write 2 essays, one for the admission and then one for my scholarship. So my program is for 1 year, typically starts in September and runs till August the following year. For financing options, there's typically 4 options you can explore: either scholarship, or getting a student loan, or financing out of pocket, or getting sponsored by your company. And the fee is about 40,000 euros. I combined 3 different financing sources: student loan, scholarship, and then out of pocket. So in December 2021, I decided I wanted to go to school in 2022. So I did most of my research in December. And by January of 2022, I sent out the first email to the admission officer. And I got feedback still in January. I think I had my first interview in February. And then by March, I took the exam and also wrote my essays. And I think also in March, I had the second interview with the director from the school. And by April, I got my admission, and I started exploring financial options. By April, May, I think, we started discussing visa. So luckily, with the school that I'm in, once you have admission, they sponsor your visa. So what that means is basically the visa application process, they pretty much take care of all of that. They just send you the forms and the application procedures. You make the payments to the school, and then they pay the embassy on your behalf. So basically, I just had to provide all that information. It was a lot of documentation, but that was just the work I had to do. So in June or July, I had to travel. So the way the application process works is you don't get your visa in your country. The embassy in Netherlands has to approve the visa first. And once they approve the visa, then you have to go to one of the collection centers or one of the consulates. And I lived in Lagos, but there was no consulate in Lagos. There was one in Abuja, but they only attended to short-term visas. So I had the options of either traveling to Benin Republic or Ghana. So I opted to go to Benin Republic to submit my passport and then do another very brief interview. I think I spent a day there. So basically, I dropped my passport there, and then after about 3 weeks, they reached out to me that the visa was ready. Yeah, so I dropped my passport in July, and by August, I got my passport back with my visa, and then I started making plans for my trip in September. Yeah. So I've been in the Netherlands for about 8 months, and honestly, it's been great. I've had people complain about different things, but I think my experience here has been very good. But I think also that that's because I came with a very open mind, and it was easy to just absorb the culture and then assimilate how things are done here. As for my MBA program, it's pretty international. I have about 38 people in my class, and none of them is from the Netherlands. They're all from all over the world. So that's also an experience on its own, because you get to meet a lot of people from all sorts of countries: Colombia, Taiwan, China, India, Russia, so many parts of the world, and it's an experience on its own. Living in the Netherlands itself, I mean, language is one of the major barriers for internationals, but it's also a factor that they speak really good English here. So somehow you find your way around. It's not something you can't overcome. And yeah, I think my biggest problem with living in the Netherlands is the weather. Not because it's cold, but the weather is very epileptic. I mean, but other than that, I think it's been a very great experience. So one more thing that I've gained from studying in the Netherlands is that my knowledge and awareness of sustainability has increased significantly. And that's because Netherlands is very big on sustainability, and not just talks about it. It is evident in everything: in academics, in business, in life. So for example, my program is in the School for Business and Society. So there's a lot of talk about sustainability, sustainable business innovation, sustainable business models, and whatnot. So Of course, if you're concerned about sustainability and you care about the planet and you want to make an impact, Netherlands is a very good option to consider. Okay, so just to recap, I've spoken about how I found my MBA, my admission process, the visa process, and also moving and settling in the Netherlands, and also a bit about the course and then financing the program. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you find this information useful.